everybody. I was just thanking Tanusha, my colleague who works with me, who's been helping me through this whole experience because of everything that I've been going through for the last few weeks. And this is it today. Good evening, everybody. Okay, sorry, the comments are coming in hot and fast. So I wanted to say good evening to Malali. How are you today? Thank you for joining us. Catherine, good to have you here. Catherine, you sound familiar. Renal, nice to see you. Okay, Chanel, Kutsia, hi, nice to have you on here. Please, everybody, introduce yourself, where you are from. I'd love to hear where you are from. I know that we have a lot of South Africans here tonight. So please let me know where you are from. Maybe we are neighbors. I'm from Randburg. So please let me know where you are from. Fomi, hi, good to have you here. And you, Tracy, I'm glad everybody can hear me now. Thank goodness I didn't want another disaster of last week. So good to have you. Kele Bolile, I don't think I'm saying it right. I'm going to say Kelly, hey? I think that's probably easier. Nice to have you here. Tanusha, thank you. My sidekick. I don't know what I'd do without you. Video is good. Are we good? How do I look to you? Am I on form today? Okay, just checking. And I am wearing my pajama pants below. So just so you know, I am very comfortable in this freezing cold weather. Vicky from Virginia. Oh, Free State. Lovely to have you here. Okay. Stefan Franschuk, Felicity Joburg. Nice to have you all here. Catherine, I know a good singer. I know a good singer, Catherine. Huh, very funny. Melissa, hi from Joburg. Okay, awesome to have everybody here. I want to say hi to everybody, but if we don't kick off, then we're probably not going to get through everything today, and I've got a lot of amazing things to show you. Chanel, you are from Eldorado Park. Okay. And Kelly, you are from Randburg. Okay, I'm from North Riding, so probably not too far away. Great to have everybody here. So just before we start, I know that some of you are coming from last week's session, and I had to resend the link and all those good things. I can't tell you how terrible last week Wednesday was for me when I got a message from Tanusha saying, "Hi, Patricia, good to have you here from Joburg." Got a message from Tanusha saying, "Why does it say this is starting at 5 o'clock, Jessica?" And I was like, "What do you mean, Tanusha?" And she's like, "Yeah." And so what happened was there was a time zone issue with the system that I use. Unfortunately, it was a bit of a mess up, technical things. These things do happen, unfortunately. But once I had resolved the problem, the link didn't work and nobody got to come onto the masterclass. So that's pretty much what happened last week. Now, the interesting thing is that I'm a life coach who specializes in coaching stress and anxiety management. I mean, that is actually one of my big passions. I specialize in many things, but stress and anxiety is very close to my heart. And that is because I have pretty much suffered with anxiety my whole life. And through the work that I've been able to do and the person that I've become, I've been able to take a hold or take control of my stress and anxiety. And now that is something that I get to share with the people that I work with. So today is just going to be a little bit of a snippet of what that is. But first things first, what I want to do, I'm going to start the presentation. So let's begin that. Oh gosh, that's not the beginning. That's the beginning. What I want to send to you is the workbook. Okay, so I promised in the email that if you join today, you're going to get a workbook. So I know some of you got the workbook last week. It is the same. I'm busy sharing it now. And if if you can tell me if it is coming through on your side, then I know everybody's got it. So what I would like you to do is please download the workbook, right? It's going to be a PDF version, but you don't need to work on it now because I want you to focus on this session. What I would like you to do is please make sure that you have a notepad and a pen. Yes, it is. Thank you, T. Okay. Please make sure you have a notepad and a pen. What I would like you to do in this session is to take a lot of notes. 70% of what you learn in any session, you forget. Why? Because we've got too much information. We've got too much stuff going on every day that our brain decides to delete a lot of that information. The only way we remember things is if we take notes. So that is what I'm asking you to do today. listen to the webinar, take your notes, and then after this, I'd like you to go through that workbook and print it out and work through it and go through each question and everything that you can, but make sure that you take some time with it. Do some real introspection around it before you answer the questions if you're going to get the most value out of this session today. Okay, so I've shared the workbook. Let us begin the journey. So again, my name is Jessica. Welcome. If you're just joining us, please let me know your name, where you're from. And it's wonderful to have you all here. I can't thank you enough, especially for those of you who were here last week and didn't get this session. Today, we are going to be focusing on the vision, which is a 4-step formula to liberate yourself from the shackles of stress and anxiety and step into your best self. So I serve as a life coach. I'm also a business coach, and I'm a corporate facilitator. I've had many years of experience working with my clients one-on-one, but what I found to be extremely impactful over the years is to be able to put beautiful workshops together where I'm able to share that information with people. And so I work a lot in the corporate industry, but what I've done now is I've taken things online, which is a completely different dynamic and has its own stresses and anxieties as well. But what I've been able to do is now start things online so I'm able to help a broader audience with the work that I get to do, which is absolutely incredible. And I couldn't be more fulfilled. And I want to share a little bit of that with you today. I can't share everything with you, but I can give you 4 solid techniques that's going to help you start this journey. Just one thing I want to mention that I'll probably mention over the session is sometimes with Webinar Jam, the signal goes to America and comes back. It's an American system. And so sometimes the video might freeze or it might lag. If that happens, please just refresh your page. Just click enter on the URL and it'll bring you back to this page. If that does happen, because I've been told that does happen a little bit. Okay, so let's kick things off. Right, so what matters today is that you take action. I'm going to give you those 4 solid strategies, but you've got to make a decision, right? What are you going to do after this? Yeah, it was a nice masterclass. I learned something and, moving on with my life and chapter closes and move on, right? You can make the decision and that's up to you. Or you can start to do something about it. You've got to decide, where do you want to go in your life? Where do you see yourself going? And you've got to make a choice. And I implore you that after we finish this vision masterclass, for you to start taking action, because the people that I've been able to work with over the years, I have seen amazing results with the work that I've been able to do. And that's through managing stress and anxiety, reaching full potential and overcoming all obstacles in life. That is what I've been able to do. And to see those results with the people that I've worked with is something that money really can't buy. And it's what brings me the most fulfillment. And you'll see why I say that in a few minutes. A little bit of logistics. Let's get some things out of the way. So firstly, please don't multi-screen. Turn your phone upside down. We have got this hour together. Just make sure that you really put in your all and you're not distracted by anything, because I need you to focus if you're going to get the most out of it. Interact as much as possible. So, okay, there's a glitch in the audio. Sorry, Mashadi, I don't really know what to do about that. You see, this is the thing when you work with American systems, it's can be a bit of an issue. Does anybody else have a glitch in the audio? If so, let me know. If not, then Mashadi, it might be your connection, and maybe just to go out, click exit and try come back in again. Let me know if that works or doesn't work. Okay, so there's a chat box. I'd love for you to interact as much as you can. Please share your experiences with me and comment as much as you can. I'd really appreciate it. Okay, Melissa, hi. The audio is clear on your side. So, okay, Mashadi, it might be your connection. If you can just maybe, I don't know, exit or restart or something like that. When in doubt, restart, they say. Okay. All right. So if you stay to the end of this session, I will be sending you a lovely bonus. Okay. So why I love this bonus so much is because when you are feeling super stressed and anxious, right? When you're like not thinking clearly at all, what happens? You scramble, you don't know what to do, you forget everything goes out of the window, right? Well, this little bonus is just going to help you to be able to implement quick tips that are going to help you with your stress and anxiety immediately. So I know when poop has hit the fan, my mom would hate that I said that word, but when that happens, sorry, Mom. When that happens, I want you to be able to open this little mini ebook and just pick one of those, what do I call it? One of those action items to be able to help you with your stress and anxiety. Okay, so if you stay to the end, I am going to be sending that to you. So please, please do. So this session is for you and I want you to see if you can relate to this. You struggle to manage your stress and anxiety in your daily life. And I don't know if you would be here today if you didn't struggle with your stress and anxiety. Okay, you lack direction and can't stick to any goals you set, which gives you even more anxiety. And what generally happens is we want to be our best selves, right? We want to reach goals that we never thought possible. We don't want to be mediocre. We want to reach our full potential. That is always our intention. But what happens when we don't reach our goals? We feel demotivated. We feel like, what's the point? And we bring ourselves down. And that's often what happens. And that leads to even more stress and anxiety. So I don't know if anyone can relate to that one. Or you don't have solid techniques in place to help you navigate life and manage your stress and anxiety. So today is about turning that vision into action. And then finally is you aim to cultivate a life of peace and fulfillment. And I'm not sure there isn't anyone who wouldn't want to cultivate a life of peace and fulfillment. Okay, so if you can relate to this, you are in the right place. Okay, so with your permission, I would love to tell you a little bit about myself and give you a bit of my background as to who I am, because you're probably like, who is this girl posting all this stuff on social media? We have no idea who she is, so how can we trust her? Okay, well, with your permission, I'd love to share a little bit of where I've come from and where I am today. So I grew up, had a lot of difficulties in my childhood, a lot of anxiety-provoking things. And it led to me feeling very lost as to who I was. And my 20s were an absolute disaster. I had absolutely no direction, no purpose. I didn't have any self-worth. I didn't feel like I was enough. I wasn't worthy at all. And so what I would do is turn to things outside of myself to fill voids, and I used to drink excessively. Like, I was the biggest party animal. I was always partying, looking for that next jewel, and always just drinking. And it was a very difficult time in my life, and it lasted for many years. I had no self-love. I was kind of always dating the same guy in a different version, in a different body, I would say. And that's because I realized that because of the vibration that I was on, and because of how little I felt about myself, I was always attracting somebody on that same vibration. Because how could I attract someone amazing if I didn't feel worthy myself? And that's what I kept doing over and over again. And I had these repeated cycles of the same thing happening. I had dead-end jobs I absolutely hated. I just felt super depressed in what I was doing. I had absolutely no vision. I isolated a lot. And I would wake up with these panic attacks. I would have serious anxiety issues. My stress levels were through the roof. And it was a really, really hard time for me. For a good number of years, I really, really struggled. And luckily, I have a fantastic sense of humor, because that really got me through. But for the most part, it was really, really difficult. And so what do you do when you want to get rid of all your problems? Well, you go overseas, right? So that's what I did. Now, I'm also lucky enough to be a singer as well. So I used to sing on the cruise ships. And so that's exactly what I did. I left all my problems back in Joburg, and I went to go sing on the cruise ships, because that's what you do, right? But we all know that saying, right? The grass is not always greener on the other side. And that's exactly what happened. So I ended up taking all my problems with me to the ships. And for me, that was my rock bottom. And why was it my rock bottom? Because I was in the most beautiful place in the world. I mean, I'm talking about sitting on the beach of Cannes in France, or walking the streets of Barcelona. I was sipping cocktails in the Bahamas. I was going to NASA. You know, I was doing the most incredible things, and I felt completely empty. I had still no idea who I was. It was a really hard time for me. Partied again so much, drank way too much, as you do when you're on a cruise ship. And I knew this was my rock bottom, because I'm like, if you are in the most incredible place and you still feel completely empty, there's a serious problem here, Jess. And when I came home, I thought, you know what? I am sick and tired of being sick and tired, right? I forgot what movie that comes from. But that was it. I was so tired of my own nonsense and what we call this victim consciousness, where you think life owes you something and life is fair, and why do bad things always happen to me, right? Life is unfair. That's what we think. We're in victim consciousness. And I can tell you that throughout my 20s and beginning of my 30s, I was completely in victim consciousness. And that's how I lived my life. But when I came back, I was like, no more. I am absolutely done. So what did I do? Well, I was fortunate enough that before I went onto the cruise ships, I still consult for them now, a company called McCormick Training. And so when I was with McCormick Training, I absolutely loved what they did, and that was skills development. And so at the time, I couldn't be a facilitator, but what I could do was I started studying life coaching. I continued that throughout my journey on the ships, but something happened. Is all of a sudden I became absolutely obsessed with the world of self-development. And I started learning everything I could get my hands on. I studied every course. I read all the books, listened to all the YouTubes and the podcasts, and it became my absolute life. I gave up all the bad things I was doing in my life and just focused on who I wanted to be. Because what I started realizing is that when I started focusing on this, something else started taking care of itself. And I wonder what that could be. But I qualified as an NLP practitioner, so understanding how the mind works. I became a business and executive coach. I did a personality profiling course. I qualified as a life coach through a few establishments. I did a speakers boot camp. I don't know if anyone recognizes good old Robin Banks there. And next to me is one of my coaches, Sad. She's an absolutely incredible genius. So these are the people that I got to start working with. And boy, did it change my life. It completely changed my mindset and who I was. And that was the start of who I became. So who did Jess become? Well, Jess started her life coaching business. I started my life coaching business and I never looked back. Why? Because I started living a life of purpose. But not just that. I started helping other people live their purpose. And that to me was gold. And I would choose that over singing on the cruise ships any day, because this I find is my absolute purpose of who I am. I get to work with amazing, beautiful people. I've learned the most incredible things. I've walked on fire. And more importantly, I got to meet the absolute love of my life, as you can see over there, and the man who's changed my life. And that was because of me being able to really find who Jess was and to really start loving who Jess was. And because Jess started loving Jess, I started attracting the right people in my life. And Ricky was one of them. So I'm so, so grateful to be where I am now in my life. And that was because of all the work I put in. But most importantly is what it did help me do is start taking control of my stress and anxiety. I was like, finally, this is what it is. It wasn't just about putting techniques and tools in place. It was about creating a whole new journey for myself, a whole new life. Don't worry, it's not so daunting. It's not that difficult. It does take commitment, but it's possible. And I know if I can do it from what I've gone through, I know that I can help you get through that as well. Because I was so tired of not trying anything new, constantly staying in my comfort zone, sabotaging myself all the time, going back to my old behavior, self-sabotaging. It was exhausting. I was like, this cannot go on. And so when I changed my life, or when I took control of my anxiety, I took control of my life. Okay, so that was truly what got me to it. And that is why I specialize in stress and anxiety management. And how did I do it? Well, that's why you are here today, because how I did it was I created a vision for myself. Now, what is a vision? A vision is everything you stand for. It's who you are. It's everything you encompass. It's your identity. It sounds super daunting, but when you know what your vision is, everything you do on a daily basis is geared towards that. And then you start achieving things you never thought possible. Okay, so Jess's vision is my vision. Is to guide my clients to triumph over stress and anxiety, unlocking their full potential for joy and fulfillment. Together, we'll forge a path to a life filled with happiness, purpose, and unimaginable possibilities. Now, my friends, that is what I get to do every single day of my life. I get to help people alleviate their stress and anxiety and start building a life that they are super happy with. Okay, so this is me and my vision. And so what did my vision lead me to? Well, it led me to this incredible program that I've developed over the last few years, and it is called Mindset Revolution. But let's talk a little bit more about that later. Okay, so I want to hear from you. Does this sound familiar to you? Can you relate to this? If you've experienced stress for multiple years, it's chronic and you should be on medication. Now, there is a percentage of people who absolutely need to be on medication. And please note, I am not a doctor. But oftentimes we turn to medication first before we look at the deeper problem of why we are experiencing what we're experiencing in life. And sometimes that might be easier for us. But if we can get to the root cause of where our stress and anxiety comes from, there's a very good chance that you might not need any medication. What about you're taking on too much? If your goals were smaller, then you wouldn't be this stressed, right? Or maybe not even setting goals at all. Or when I set goals, I don't achieve it, so I feel bad and I just throw everything out the window. We know how that goes. Or there's not enough time in the day to be focusing on exercise, healthy eating, and self-development. I think this is a big one that a lot of people can relate to. There's just not enough time. I don't have enough time in the day to be able to exercise and do all the things that I want to do. Is this sounding a little bit familiar to you? And then finally, you literally feel like you don't have the energy to take on any more tasks or activities. And a lot of times this is when we are dealing with things like burnout. And I find burnout has come up a lot. In fact, it's something that I almost experienced this year because it's probably the busiest I've ever been this year. And what I needed to do was I had to take a week and just switch off completely, reset, and come back. And that's what I did, and actually gave me a jolt of energy. And it's exactly what I needed. Okay. But here's the cool thing. This is what I teach. With my approach, you are far less likely to ever need medication, number one. I show you how to set goals the right way and actually start achieving your deepest desires. I also help you find a way to make your busy lifestyle work for you the way you need it to. Doesn't that sound amazing? And lastly is taking one step at a time and not pushing yourself too quickly so that you can make sustainable changes. So that is what I teach people, is how to actually understand exactly how your brain works. It's a fascination of mine. But if we don't understand how the mind works, we're going to keep hitting a brick wall and we're not going to be able to find a way to actually take control of our stress and anxiety. Okay, so I would love just a second to introduce you to the stunning ladies of Platinum Life. Now, I know you've all heard of Platinum Life before because they've all given you a call and they all want to give you some lekker gift. Am I right? Yes, that's usually what happens. But these are not the ladies who give you those calls. These are the ladies who actually work in a very sensitive department in the company. And they are dealing with very sensitive issues on a daily basis. So I had the privilege of working with them last year, and we did a 9-work stress and anxiety management program together, the Mindset Revolution program. And it was one of the most amazing experiences to be able to help these ladies get through and start building the life that they wanted to live. So I just want to give you a little bit of feedback on this, if I may. What the ladies got out of the program was nothing short of remarkable. By the end of the program, they successfully mastered stress management using innovative techniques and tools. They gained control over their negative thought patterns through heightened self-awareness and implemented enduring lifestyle changes and new habits by comprehending the intricacies of the mind. Additionally, they gained the ability to identify and regulate their emotions, as well as navigate the emotions of others, which equipped them to effectively assist their clients, eradicating procrastination, boosting productivity, and fostering an abundance mindset. This positive outlook allowed them to perceive the world optimistically and adopt a mindset geared towards continuous self-improvement throughout their lives. So this was just the outcome that they got out of working on the Mindset Revolution program with me last year. They were phenomenal. And yeah, that was just such an incredible experience for me. So by the end of the session you are going to have your 4-step formula to articulate a clear and inspiring vision for the year ahead. We're going to look at your mission as the steps to help you get there. And then I'm going to give you a little bit more information on the Mindset Revolution program. Okay, I hope you are all ready. Let's kickstart your engines and get into the good stuff. So those 4 steps today are: what are your limitations? Number 1. Number 2, what is your vision? Number 3, what is the mission to help you get there? And number 4 is your abundance enemies. But let's not forget the most important reason of why we are here today is utilizing your anti-anxiety toolkit. Okay, again, I can't give you everything today, but I can give you some solid techniques to help you kickstart this journey. Again, I just want to bring in now, since we're kind of halfway through-ish, if the video lags or freezes, anything like that, please just refresh the page and it should bring you back to the video, and then it should be all good, I hope. If not, I don't know what else to say. Okay, let's just go with it. All right, so tell me, please put your comments in the chat box. What's the first thing that pops into your head when you think about alleviating your stress and anxiety and creating a healthy, balanced life? So what is the first thing that pops into your head when you think about reducing or alleviating your stress and anxiety and creating a healthy, balanced lifestyle? So what do you do to manage your stress and anxiety, basically? Please let me know in the chat. Catherine says, going on holiday. Yes, absolutely. That for me is the best thing. Like I said, when I needed to reset, that's the first thing I did. Also, if you can't go away on a long holiday, even just getting away for a weekend can be very beneficial to your health as well, even if it's just taking an afternoon for yourself. Okay, Felicity says, me time. Yes, I think that's probably one of the most important things. I was actually working with a group today, and they were talking about how they actually, a lot of them forgot who they were because they spend most of their time with their children and, managing their children's day-to-day lives, and they actually kind of don't have any me time at all. Vicky says, proper sleep pattern. Yes, please. That is so important, having a good sleep pattern. Patricia says, reading a book. Okay, yes, 100%, kind of escaping from the day-to-day. Tanisha says, taking time away and having time for myself. Yes, very important. Chanel says financial and time freedom. Yes, I think we all want that. Hey, Chanel. Sashni, welcome. A self-retreat. Yes, a self-retreat sounds amazing. And Renal says breathing exercises, art, and reading. Oh, doesn't this sound like the dream? Now, a lot of these things that you are putting in here, you might say to me, I don't have time to do this. I don't have the energy to do this. Things are a little bit too hectic right now. Kelly says, sleeping a lot and spending time at church. Absolutely, connecting with your higher power. I love that. All right, I want to take this one step further. Now, what is the biggest obstacle holding you back from achieving this? What is the biggest obstacle holding you back from achieving this? So I hear things like I said earlier, not enough time. I don't have enough energy. I have absolutely no direction. I'm burnt out. I'm too busy. I'm demotivated. Or I have no accountability partner. Nobody holding me accountable. Yes, Catherine says work, right? The biggest obstacle holding you back can be work. And especially if you are a workaholic or you have no choice but to constantly be working. I want you to really take some time to think about that question. What are some of the things that are really, really holding you back? Okay. All right. So who here wants a life filled with more peace of mind, purpose and direction, happiness, balance, and free time? I think most of us would. Hey, most of us would. Okay, we've got a few more comments here. Felicity, finances and time. Again, hey, see how it's a two-way street. Melissa says, putting others' needs before my own. Yep, that's really a big one, and like kind of a lot what came up to for me today with my clients. Tracy says work, energy, and motivation. Yeah, motivation's a big one. And Chanel says lack of knowledge and motivation, and that's very, very honest. Okay, thank you. I love that you've put that there. So according to the American Psychological Association, engaging in stress-reducing practices like mindfulness and exercise leads to improved well-being, both mentally and physically, fostering healthier relationships and better performance at work, according to research. So proactive stress management is key for a fulfilling lifestyle. Proactive stress management is key for a fulfilling lifestyle. Okay, yes. Renelle here says not committing to set that time aside. Yeah, so true, hey? And Kelly says work and a lack of knowledge. Okay. So let's talk about this thing of why most people don't achieve what they want. And this is generally because you have either a reactive frame of mind or state of being, or you have a proactive frame of mind or state of being. Now, when you are in a reactive state of mind or frame of being, is you don't have a clear plan in place, right? You don't really have much direction. You are just kind of reacting to everything that comes in your day-to-day. So it's like putting out fires and just dealing with things as they come up. Very reactive to situations, and it takes a big mindset shift for you to get out of a reactive state of mind. Most of this is perpetuated by your stress and anxiety. And I know that a lot of you have tried so hard to put in specific tools and techniques to help you get through it, to help you not be reactive, but you often fall short. And that's because you need to have a more proactive approach to life. And proactive means you get kind of like ahead of the hamster wheel, right? You're ahead of things before they happen. And how you do that is by creating a vision for your life. It's about having a clear plan that gives you direction and therefore gives you more fulfillment, purpose, and ultimately alleviating or eliminating your stress and anxiety. Okay, so I need you to think about your own life. Are you in a more reactive state? Or are you in a more proactive state? If you struggle with your stress and anxiety quite a lot, you are probably in a reactive state. Okay, so we've got to be able to shift that so that you can have a clear plan in place so you can step into a proactive state of mind. And that is what Jess is here to help you do. Okay, so we're going to look at creating your vision. So again, your vision is everything you are. It is your plan of action. It is your identity. It gives you that clear direction. I'm going to help you craft your vision, and then we're going to look at the mission, which is the steps that you are going to take to help you get there. And how does this help your stress and anxiety, or how does it tie in with your stress and anxiety? Well, when you have a clear plan in place, when you have direction, what happens? You have a lot more internal peace. You feel a lot calmer. Because what happens when you have a lot of anxiety is you are always worried about the future. You're always worried about things that haven't happened yet and things completely out of your control. But that's what happens. That is exactly the definition of what anxiety is, because it is the unknown. It's something that you do not know. But when you have a plan in place, more direction, you have inner peace. So that when something does happen, you have a lot more of a calmer approach to things. So you're thinking a lot clearly, and you are then able to overcome all the obstacles that do come in your way. You also change your perception of what those obstacles are as well. Okay. So step one, and I hope everybody is taking notes. Step one is you are going to first need to clear out the cobwebs. So this is what your limitations are. Now, if you know a life coach, if you are a life coach, you should know that this is our favorite thing in the entire world, and it's called the wheel of life. Okay. And why it's amazing is because it's your whole life in a wheel, and it just gives you the most simplest way to see where you need to start making improvements to your life. Okay. So I want you to think about this question. What beliefs do I hold about myself and my potential that may be holding me back from living my best life? This is your limitations. This is everything holding you back. If you don't know what's holding you back in life, you cannot move forward. Okay, we've got to clear away all the cobwebs in our minds so that we can move forward and start taking action. Knowledge is power, but only when put into action. Okay, so I'm going to give you a few examples, and then after this, please work through it yourself in the workbook. So if I'm looking at financial, I never have enough money to do anything. I'm always broke. I don't have it. I'm never going to be able to make money to afford to do this thing, or to go on holiday, or to buy this thing. Right? And these are the stories that you tell yourself your whole life. Remember, whatever you tell your brain, it's going to look for more proof to validate that thought. Another one, physical. I absolutely hate exercising. I know I'm supposed to exercise. I know that it's good for me, but I really despise exercising, and I don't like anything. I don't like any type of exercise. And I'll be like, well, have you tried everything? But okay, that would be your limitation, your limiting belief. My career. I absolutely despise my job. I hate it as well. And I just don't know what I can do about it, because I don't have the skill to be able to do anything else. I just don't have the skills. I don't have the knowledge, and I can't go anywhere else. Or I don't know how to find another job. Or there's nothing else out there for me. Okay, that is a limiting belief. And again, the more you tell yourself this, the more your brain is going to look for more proof around this. So look at each one and think about it for yourself. What are your limiting beliefs, or the beliefs holding you back from reaching your full potential? So what I want you to do is, I've laid it out super nicely in the workbook. I'd love for you to complete that. I can't give you what we do next. We do that in the Mindset Revolution program, is I actually walk through exactly what your limiting beliefs are and how to get through it. Okay, but this is just the start. So start. All right. And then another part of step one is looking at what your intrinsic motivation is. Now, what is intrinsic motivation? Well, intrinsic motivation is what drives you from within. It is your fulfillment. It is your autonomy. It's by you making the decisions for you. Again, it's very much tied into what your vision, your intrinsic motivation drives the vision. What it isn't, and where a lot of people are stuck, and why you may have a lot of stress and anxiety, is because a lot of people are living in their extrinsic motivation. And your extrinsic motivation means you are finding something outside of yourself to bring you fulfillment. Now, that was pretty much my entire 20s. I was always looking for things outside of myself to bring me happiness. And these are things like, getting your salary, buying clothes, buying a new car, being able to go on holiday, drinking on the weekends or looking for external validation from other people to make you feel worthy. That is what extrinsic motivation. Now, some of it's good, some of it's bad. The bad things are always going to exacerbate your stress and anxiety, but the good things are good to motivate you. But I promise you, if you are solely driven by extrinsic motivators, you are never going to find true fulfillment. Now, how can you find your intrinsic motivation? Well, I'm glad you asked. Number one is, what contributions do I want to make to the world? So if you are very lost in life and you don't really know where to start, I guarantee you, if you start looking to help others, you will definitely find a good start as to where that fulfillment is. So for me, is being able to help the people that I work with on a daily basis, being able to give back. Okay, what is it for you? Maybe it's working at a SPCA on the weekends because you have a passion for animals. Maybe it's donating to Meals on Wheels or charity. Maybe it's spending time in an orphanage, maybe working with babies. Maybe it's working in an old age home, retirement village. Okay, I don't know what it is for you, but I promise you now, when you start to think of your life, that's not just your life and giving back to others, it's the most beautiful experience. All right, that's number one. Number two is, what brings you joy and fulfillment? What really lights you up? Yes, I love singing on the cruise ships, and that was great. But what really brought me fulfillment and joy is being able to do this work that I do. And then lastly, and this is a little bonus I've added. Here's a little bonus that I've added, is in your workbook, I've given you a wonderful worksheet on finding what your values are. So your values are like a lighthouse, and you are the ship. And the lighthouse is lighting the way for the ship to get safely home. I want you to think of your values like that. Okay, so whatever your values are, that is what is guiding you towards your vision. There's a very nice worksheet in the workbook. I'd like you to work through it in your own time and decide what your 10 core values are, the most important things that you have in your life. And then you start creating your vision around what your values are. You see how it all kind of ties in together. Okay. So think about, what is your vision? Where do you see yourself in a year from now? Where do you see yourself going? Maybe it's 5 years, whatever it is for you. It's something personal, but it's everything that you are. Okay, I've mentioned to you what my vision is, so I want you to start thinking about your vision. Think about everything that's holding you back, what motivates you, and what your core values are. All right, then looking at step 3 is, what is your mission? So your mission, should you choose to accept, is what's going to help you get there. Number 1 is, you have got to set yourself some goals. I know you've heard this a million times over, but it's so important. And what is even more important is how you set your goals. Okay, so everybody knows it's a simple structure, is a good methodology to use is SMART goals. Okay, SMART goals are very simple. Why I like them is because they're very specific and they have a deadline. So I want you, now that you've created your vision, you've seen what's holding you back, I want you to take the next step of creating your goals. Okay, so what is your SMART goal? Something that's very specific. So I want to lose 10 kilograms by December 2024. Okay, so that goal is very, very specific. It's got to be measurable. So you've got to be able to say exactly what you are going to do to be able to get there. Okay, so I want to lose 10 kilograms by December 2024. It's got to be very achievable. I'm giving myself, I am able to achieve it because I know that 6 months is something that I will be able to achieve that goal. And then realistic or relevant. Is it relevant to my life? Absolutely, because I want to feel my best. And I feel 6 months is a good amount of time for me to be able to put in the work to get there. And December 2024 is going to be my deadline. Okay, So I want you to start structuring your SMART goals based around this, right? That's your next step. So work through that in your workbook when we are through with this. All right. Then the next thing we need to look at is we've got to focus on the basics, right? So what are some of the basics? What are some of the things that we need to be looking at to help us with our day-to-day stress and anxiety? You've got to eat more leafy greens, okay? You've got to eat more whole grains, fruits, proteins, less refined carbs. So things like eating quinoa and brown rice as opposed to the white breads and the white rices. No processed foods, please. So even like bacon is processed, polony, processed cheese, terrible for you. Having less sugar. I love sugar. I've got such a sweet tooth. So the weekends, I'm very chilled about it. But if I crave sugar at night, I always have a piece of dark chocolate. Less fizzy drinks or no fizzy drinks. Legumes like chickpeas and lentils. Vitamins and minerals. So things like your vitamin D3, your vitamin Bs, 6, 9, and 12. And also, what was the other one? Your vitamin C. Your omega-3s. Very, very good for stress and anxiety. And then your good fats. So staying away from saturated and especially trans fats. And of course, less alcohol. And we're not even going to talk about smoking. If you have a lot of stress and anxiety and you smoke, yeah, we're not going to talk about that. Okay. Here are some self-care tips for you. So being able to meditate and visualize and use affirmations daily, exercising regularly. Also, if you don't exercise, take it very, very slow, but just do something. The benefits are amazing. Getting 8 hours of sleep. I know sleep has come up a lot today. Ice baths and saunas. There's a lot of research coming out about ice baths and saunas. The health benefits are incredible. Getting enough water every day. Whatever you're eating now to reduce it by 10%. Intermittent fasting is incredible for stress and anxiety. This is specific to stress and anxiety. So men would be 16 hours fasting. Women would be 14 hours. Traveling, getting out. We've spoken about that too. And connecting with others. Okay, so now the thing is, right, there are also some amazing self-transformation things that you can also start doing. So self-awareness, which is checking in with your mind, constantly observing your thoughts, getting off autopilot, doing some yoga practices, self-development every day, reading books, journaling, because it taps into a different part of your brain, the creative side, your subconscious. Changing your neural pathways, a very good way that you can do that is through gratitude and becoming a lifetime learner. Always be learning, always be growing. It is so, so important. So I know that all of this sounds amazing and you're going to say, yeah, Jess, but we've tried this all the time and we can't stick to it and nothing works. And I hear you 100%. I hear you. And a lot of that is because you don't seem to have a proper stress and anxiety plan in place, okay? Your stress and anxiety is often getting in the way of you being able to reach your goals and to put the mission into place. And you don't have, it's about having an accountability practice that underpins what your mission is. Okay, that is the point. In order to achieve your vision, you've got to constantly be checking in with yourself, right? How am I feeling today? How's my stress and anxiety? What can I do to alleviate it so that I can push myself forward and actually start achieving things or keeping promises to myself, right? I would love that. So here's just a snippet of what I'm going to give you today on this, but you've got to have an anti-anxiety toolkit in your arsenal. So one example of that would be mindset reflection. So take a moment to reflect on your mindset. Ask yourself how you're doing mentally. Are there any specific thoughts or worries on your mind? Another example that I can give you is calm your nervous system. So practice deep diaphragmatic breathing by inhaling slowly through your nose, allowing your belly to expand and exhaling gradually through your mouth. This activates relaxation responses, calming your nervous system. So what we want to do is we need to calm our parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, so you can also do like box breathing, or there's the breathe in for 7 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, out for 7 seconds. There's so many different things that you can do. But what are you doing every day to help you manage your stress and anxiety so that you can actually start achieving the goals that you want to achieve? If you don't have all of this in place, it's very difficult for you to get where you want to go. And again, that is something that we work through in the program Mindset Revolution. So just some feedback from Yanni, this amazing lady. Thank you so much. What an absolutely life-changing experience. I started this course not realizing how desperately I needed to make a change in my life. From starting to define my values and core beliefs to tackling procrastination and anxiety, every chapter resonated in my life. After the course, I really felt like I have been introduced to a better version of myself. As I have put in the work and really followed Jessica's guidelines, I feel lighter and happier. It's not always going to be easy, but if we can only better ourselves 1% every day, it will be worth it. Jessica is outstanding, if I may say so myself. Sorry, if you can't make fun of yourself, right? Jessica is an excellent life coach. I have never felt more comfortable with a person in such a short amount of time. The way she shares her knowledge and guides you through this journey is amazing. So thank you so much for that wonderful feedback from Yanni. Oh, okay, but wait, there's one thing I'm missing, and that is step number 4. Okay, so we've got the vision, we've got the limitations, we've got the mission, and now I'm going to give you the last thing to bring this all together. And that is your abundance enemies. Dum, dum, dum. Okay, so you want to create an amazing abundance mindset for yourself, live your dreams, you want to set goals for yourself, right? And you're feeling super motivated, and then what happens? Life. Okay, life happens. Obstacles get in the way and you fall back to your old behavior, but not if you have this system in place. Okay, so this is how you plan it out. First of all, you're going to set your goals, which we've now spoken about. Okay, so I'm going to run 5 kilometers 3 times a week at 6:30 a.m. Can you see how specific that is? But then what happens when you set your goal? Is you start sabotaging your goal. And this is when you start telling yourself lies, like you start lying to yourself. You sabotage yourself and you say, oh, I just don't have any time. I don't have any energy. I just don't think I have the capacity to be able to do this right now. I don't even know why I set this goal in the first place. And you give up. And that's where you leave it. But I can tell you it's because there is something underlying that goal that you are sabotaging. It is not surface level. It's always a lot deeper than you think. And that is something you're going to have to work out for yourself, or we do it in the Mindset Revolution program. So the underlying belief behind this is, what's the point? I don't deserve to be healthy. I'm not worthy, and no one cares about me anyway. And that's actually why I give up. So think about your own life and what is actually really, really sabotaging your goal, and what is the underlying belief behind that. Okay, but it's not all doom and gloom. Okay, there is light at the end of the tunnel. And what is that light? Is you have got to start taking action. So when you identify what that is, the next step for you would be your actual action item. So in this case, it's stop telling myself that I am living for me now, and I will not let the past dictate how I feel about myself. I am enough. I will put my phone across the room, so I'm forced to get up, then I will jump into the shower immediately. Okay, so can you see how that's a mindset shift, but not just that, it's you actually taking physical action. Put your phone across the room, jump out of bed, and don't even think about it, just go into the shower. Okay, so you're taking positive action. I've laid this out in your workbook. Go through it and identify what yours are as well. What is holding you back? Okay, now the magic trick to all of this is you have got to only focus on your chapter 2. Most of us want to jump to a chapter 10. We set unrealistic goals. Don't do that to yourself. Focus on what's realistic. What is just your chapter 2 or the one next step you need to take to achieve this? Then you've got to make small improvements every day. We all know what the saying is, how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time, right? Small improvements every day. And then to make your environment conducive for your habits. So make it really simple and easy for you to be able to achieve your goals, okay? So if you want to go on a diet, you're not going to fill the house with sweets and cakes. And if your family's there, you're going to have to ask them to support you. But if cakes and sweets are in your house, nothing's going to stop me. Of course, I'm going to eat the sweets, especially someone who loves sugar as much as I do. Okay, so don't set yourself up for failure. All right, so wrapping this up is your limitations, what your vision is, your mission of how you get there, and then your abundance enemies. Okay, so I hope that this has added some value to you. Are you excited? And more importantly, would you like my help in you building the life that you deserve? I hope the answer is yes. And with your permission, I would love to just take the last few minutes to introduce my Mindset Revolution program that I've been speaking about throughout this session. So this is not a typical program. It's an opportunity to work hand in hand with me. It's an online course, but we have personal group coaching interaction sessions that we work through together. It is a complete audit of where you've been going wrong in your life, what has been holding you back, and how you can start achieving the transformation that you never thought possible. Because that is my goal in life, is to help people reach or help people see what you are actually capable of, things that you didn't even realize. Okay, so this program is not for everyone. I'm not taking any money today. It's application-based only. So what you've got to do is you've got to fill out the application. What I'm going to do now is just put it in the chat. So all it is a link to a survey. Don't get worried. It's just a link to a survey. Let me start. Last time my offer didn't work. So please let me know if it's in the chat. Let me know if it's come up in the chat. If not, I will send the link as well. In fact, I hope it's there because I need to get the link ready. Otherwise, has the offer shown? And all it is for you to click on a link. And what you're going to do is fill out an application form. And based on the application, we are going to see if we make a good fit. Okay, so sorry, let me just get the application as well. Let me just get there. Sorry, give me 1 second. And I'm going to pop that into the chat for you. Okay, which is not coming up. Is it coming up in the chat though? Not in the chat. Oh, why does that happen, hey? Okay, all right, so I'm going to send you a different link. Okay. Don't panic. I have a backup. This time I have a backup. Next time I'm using Zoom when something happens. Okay. All right. So as you can see, there is the link. Don't worry. It's just a MailChimp link. And if you click on that link, please. Okay, great. It's there now. Thank you, T. So please, will you click on that link? And all I'm going to ask you to do for now is to fill out the application form, right? Once you fill it out, we're going to see if we make a good fit. And if we do, you are going to then book a obligation-free Zoom call with me, where we're going to have a chat, we're going to have a conversation, we're going to get to know each other a little bit better. I'm going to see where you are and see if this program is for you. And then we are going to work together, okay, on the 9-week Mindset Revolution program. So please fill out the link or fill out the survey when you get it. And then I'll also be sending it in the email after this. Okay, I'm also going to send you a replay of today's session. So if you missed anything today, you can just catch the replay and also work through your workbook, maybe go through the replay to make sure that you are matching everything up. Okay, so is there a replay of the web? Yes, absolutely, Mashadi. There's definitely a replay of the webinar. What's going to happen after this? In a few hours, you will get an email with your free bonus that I said if you stay till the end, and you will get the replay of the webinar as well. Okay, so fantastic, everyone. Please fill out the application form. What you are going to get is a 9-week online course to help you conquer your stress and anxiety, but also create a healthy, balanced lifestyle. It is a live group coaching sessions that we'll be hosting twice a month. And you will also get a customized blueprint for creating the life of your dreams and access to all content and resources. So that is everything that you are going to get in this wonderful program that I have spent, that has taken me a few years to put all my energy into this, everything that I've learned that I know can work. So just a quick brief overview of what the program actually is it's a 3-phase program, right? 9 weeks in total. We're going to look at unpacking it. So what is your stress and anxiety, right? We're going to create a mindset shift from where you are to where you want to be so you can start becoming the best version of you. We're going to look at a negotiation. It's called a wellness negotiation because everybody's on a different level. And I want to make sure that everything you are doing, everything in your day-to-day life is suitable for you and that you're not doing too much too quickly or something completely out of your comfort zone. We're going to work on that together. It's about owning your power so you can step into your best self and really take control of your life. All right. Phase 2 of the program is building confidence and self-esteem. I want to help you build yourself up from the bottom up. I know because I've been able to do it for myself and I've been able to help hundreds of people do it for themselves as well. And I want to be able to help you with that as well. Okay, so if that interests you, again, please fill out the application form. I'm going to give you all the tools and techniques that you need to combat your stress and anxiety. You're going to understand where your stress and anxiety comes from and how to manage it effectively. All right, I'm going to give you all of that in our 9-week Mindset Revolution program. And then we're going to look at phase 3, which is using it. Because again, knowledge is only power if put into action. So in this part of our program, we're going to look at getting over procrastination and everything, all the excuses that we make, all the self-sabotaging behavior. We're then going to look at the power of being emotionally intelligent, because being emotionally intelligent is so, so important. If you can't manage your own emotions and if you can't understand and manage the emotions of others, it's very hard for you to take control of your stress and anxiety. We're going to also then end it all with cultivating an abundance mindset. And what that means is your personal blueprint to help you start building the life of your dreams. It's not just about your stress and anxiety, right? That is why you have stress and anxiety, is maybe because you are not living the life of your dreams. And that is what I want to help you achieve in the Mindset Revolution program. So if it interests you, please do click on that link. And again, from personal experience, from where I was to where I became, I mean, I don't know, this has been the most incredible journey that I've ever been able to experience, and even more so now because I get to do it for a living. But you have got a choice that you need to make today. Is if this program is for you, if this is something that resonates with you, please let us work together. Again, it's an obligation-free Zoom call. And from there, we'll see if this is right for you. So if you are tired of being tired, anxious, stressed, overwhelmed, overworked, having no balance, no fulfillment, and being unhappy or lost, and you want to start feeling fulfilled, energized, happy, motivated, balanced, calm, self-aware, able to handle life and content, then this program is for you, because that is exactly what we work on in the Mindset Revolution program. Okay, so just some more feedback from Tatum. But you can access my entire step-by-step program that takes you through exactly how you can create a life of balance and achieve things you never thought possible by taking control of your stress and anxiety. You are not buying a course, you are investing in yourself and a program that could potentially change your life forever, as long as you put in the work and you are committed to crafting the life of your dreams. The cost of trying to figure everything out yourself day to day is very high. This is an investment in a tried and tested approach and the support to ensure that you implement it successfully. So again, it's been years of the work that I've done that I've been able to create this wonderful program, Mindset Revolution, and I'm able to offer you the 9-week course. Okay, so again, to recap, it's a 9-week cohort-based course, group coaching course, which means we start out as a group and we have our group coaching sessions and we check in with each other. So here are some of the people I get to work with, people from all walks of life. It's the best thing ever. But we have live group coaching sessions together. I will release one module every week. So you'll complete the module, and then before you move on to the next module. And then you'll get all the slides, the additional content, the YouTube videos, the workbooks, worksheets, links, and you will also be joining a private Facebook group so that you can bounce ideas off each other and chat to each other, or if there's anything you are struggling with. I'm also available on email, so you will be able to contact me as well throughout this entire process, and then we will have those sessions together as well. Okay, we are going to be starting the Mindset Revolution program in about 3 weeks from now. So if you are interested, please don't wait. I'd love for you to click on that link. You will then select a time in the time to set up a Zoom session, no obligation free. And we will then decide if this program is for you. Okay, so thank you to everybody for staying to the end. I will be sending you that bonus. I can't thank you enough for joining me today. It's been an absolute pleasure and honor to be able to share this knowledge with you. Again, if you are interested, please fill out the application form. Again, I will be sending that replay link to you as well. And yeah, I wish you all the absolute best. And I do hope I get to see you again on that Zoom call, and let us see if we can work together. So if you have any more questions, or if you want to add any more comments, I'm just going to stay on for a few minutes, and please feel free to ask or anything that you want to know. The chat is still open. But other than that, I just want to thank everybody again for joining, and love you. Thank you for taking the time, especially on a Wednesday evening. I know everybody's got really busy lives. So to take the time to join me, and especially if you don't know me, I also really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. You're so welcome, T. To everybody, again, also, if you have any questions after this, you've got my email address, or I will also, in case someone did ask last time, in case you do have any more questions, let me just pop that into the chat now. JessicaCanierCoaching.com. Yes, okay. So yeah, if you have any questions, please email me. I'd love to help you out, or let's hop into that Zoom and have a chat there. Again, thank you. And I will see you all hopefully soon. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Again, also, if you don't follow me on social media, it's Jessica Canier Coaching. You are so welcome, Patricia, Chanel. Yes, absolutely no problem. You are so welcome, everyone. Thank you so much, and have a fantastic rest of your evening. Okay. Catherine, would you follow up this program with a wellness retreat? Well, funny that you asked that, Catherine, because actually we do run wellness retreats, and we are going to be running a wellness retreat in September. I think September this year. From September this year, we're going to be running a wellness retreat. So that is also something, if you follow me on social media, you'll be able to get more information on that. I also will be sending out an email regarding the wellness retreat to all of you. If you'd like to get involved, that would be, I think, in September, October-ish this year. Renal, thank you. You are so welcome. Patricia, wellness retreat sounds amazing. Okay, absolutely. So I will be sending out that info to everybody who follows me, and to all your emails as well. I'll be sharing some more information on the wellness retreat that's coming up. Okay. But otherwise, thank you again. Sashni, thank you. You're awesome. Looking forward to the program. You are so welcome, Sashni. Zama, nice to meet you. Thank you. You are the best too. You are the best too. All right. Thank you, beautiful people. I'm going to log off now, and have a wonderful rest of your evening. Go eat some yummy food, and I'll hopefully see you all very soon when you book that call with me. Okay. You're so welcome, Kath. Okay. All right, everyone. Thank you again, and good night.